Well, I want to start first by saying that we are definitely having CPL this year. It will be in the beautiful island of St. Kitts. Um, all the games will be at 1 o'clock. The first game will be on the 26th of August,
Right.
and the final will be on the 15th of September.
Right.
It's a very tight schedule. You know, the whole organizing the tournament in this window has been quite a challenge.
Right.
A lot of cricket going on in the Caribbean. West Indies playing several different series. You know, Sri Lanka was here, Australia is here, Pakistan is coming. And then on the back end of our tournament, the IPL is going to resume in a small little space before the Cricket World Cup starts. So a lot of stuff happening at a moving parts, and we had to kind of just make sure we were in sync with everybody else.
Right.
But we are now, and the tournament is definitely on.
Okay, good. That's a good note to stand on, and I realize you might see me looking the other side. That's where you are, but
Oh, I see
but
what you're
but
saying.
but
All right.
my camera over here.
All right. Well, listen. You look at me. You already know what I look like. You don't have to keep looking at me.
All right, then I'm impressed. I got you, but I like to pay attention to people who talking to me. So
All right. Cool.
so let me ask this now. Protocols number 2 on my list to
Yeah.
look at. Let me start there because that's a big concern for everyone. You know, we here in St. Kitts, we're not the only one. We're not excluded from the pandemic that we are dealing with right now. Jamaica, you name it, the whole world, the whole world. That's why it's called a
Sure.
pandemic. So let's start with the protocols.
Yeah. So GQ, we at present, yeah, and it's something that we monitor daily. But right now we have 241 what we call essential persons who are going to be coming into kit for the tournament. And the essential persons basically cover the 6 teams and their support staff, the broadcast crew who works our broadcast partner, CPL staff, and of course the match officials, the umpires and match referees.
Right.
That number is at around it's 241. No. In the last 6 weeks or so, since it was announced that the federation would go to the tournament, I've had many meetings with many persons on island who are part of the local organizing committee. It's led by Minister Janelle Powell, and obviously has as part of its membership, you know, Dr. Hazel Laws, who is the medical officer of the country, and then persons from other government agencies, certainly the COVID-19 task force and so on. And throughout the course of these meetings, what we've been attempting to do, GQ, is establish protocols that would provide the most secure safety net for the persons, sorry, but certainly, first of all, for the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, and also to create what we call this term that has become almost ubiquitous now, the biosecure bubble in which our cohort will operate. Obviously, we're working very closely with our host hotel, which is the St. Kitts Marriott. Big ups to them. They have done a great job in terms of establishing protocols at the hotel. We listen, when people come in, they will follow whatever the government rules and guidelines are having regard to quarantine. And as I understand it, those most recent are if persons are fully vaccinated, it's 3 days, and if not, it's 14 days.
Right.
We have, as GQ, you would well know, I mean, I don't know what your vaccination status is, right? But as you would well know, getting a vaccine is for many people a personal choice. Some people it's a religious choice. And so we were only able to encourage everyone to get vaccinated who has to be a part of our group, right? So those would be the essential persons I mentioned a while ago. So I'm happy to report that of the 241 people who are in this essential group,
All right.
226 of them are fully vaccinated. So almost just less than 94% of our group are fully vaccinated. There are a small number of people who are not vaccinated by virtue of a personal choice, and and a couple who are not vaccinated simply because the vaccine was not available to persons in their age group
Right.
in their home country. Right?
Right.
But I
Right.
think 226 out of 241 is a good number.
Indeed.
What
Indeed.
we have said to those who aren't fully vaccinated, that even just because you're part of the CPL group will not give you any exemption. So if you're not vaccinated, you're going to do your 14-day quarantine.
Right. Right. You're following the protocols.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As it relates to the on the grounds, have you guys started conversation about people coming to the games and what you expect, or what's the conversation like on that regard?
Yeah, well, from the very outset, the Minister Powell was very clear that the government was keen to perhaps use the Caribbean Premier League tournament as a kind of vehicle to ease people back into some sense of normalcy. So from the outset, we were aware that the plan was to allow spectators at the venue, but only up to a 50% capacity, and only spectators who are fully vaccinated.
Okay.
So I don't want to steal the thunder of my colleague Chris Watson, who is sort of more in tune with the ticketing and marketing and so on. I think he's coming on the program on Friday.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But I can say that certainly the planning has been around fans coming to see the game at Warner Park, and they're proceeding in that vein.
Michael, let me be frank with you then. What's on your agenda that you like to share before I go on my list of my concerns? Because I might be asking you something and you might say, hey, but Q, hold on to me, brother. I don't want to touch that right now. So what's on your agenda for this morning?
Well, listen, I wanted, we just put out a release, I think less than an hour ago, confirming the fixture, right? And I think I mentioned that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
There are 33 games that are going to be played at Mona Park between August 26th and September 15th. Now, that's a lot of games in a short space of time. And we have had to kind of juggle the schedule, and there'll be every match day we'll see two games. And on the last weekend of the regular season, on both Saturday and Sunday, those will be triple.
Wow.
And again, it's because of all the other cricket happening
Yes.
before and after our tournament.
Yes.
I know that a lot of cricket fans, especially around the region, not just in St. Kitts and Nevis, are wondering whether or not the square at Warner Park will be able to withstand that kind of pressure. We believe it can. We believe that we're going to rotate the pitches on the square from game day to game day, and the fact that we have 2 rest days each week of the tournament will allow the pitch square to stand up and maintain good scores and good wickets throughout the tournament.
Okay. Okay. Great.
I just listen. The whole logistics of putting on this tournament is really what is, the 500-pound elephant. We have 241 people coming in. They're coming from, I believe it's as many as 14 different countries in terms of their nationality.
Right.
Some people can get into St. Kitts and Nevis directly because your borders and your borders are open and your airport isn't closed. But the majority of persons coming in our cohort, we've had to organize for them to sort of be collected in Barbados. So international flights into Barbados. People have to then wait here for a night. And then we have a charter that's coming from Trinidad. It's going to go Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados, St. Kitts. And then for everybody who lives in the Leeward and Windward, you have to put on another plane.
Yeah.
That's going to go Grenada,
Yeah.
St. Lucia,
Yeah.
Antigua, St. Kitts. The logistics of getting everyone in is really what the challenge, because it's not just traveling now. Are you vaccinated?
Yes. Yes.
Are you coming from a country that people call as a country of special consideration? So South Africa and India. If you are coming from there are different rules about how you transit or whether you can stay. So it's a lot of moving parts. And I have to say, I just have to really big up, the local organizing committee, and in particular Dr. Laws and her team, for the constant, because we're constantly asking questions.
Right.
And we're getting some excellent feedback and advice from them. And so tipping my hat to the folks there on the ground.
Yes.
You fire some shot.
All right. What's your deadline for getting everyone here in St. Kitts through all of that logistics?
All right. So what we're referring to as day zero is August the 16th. And that's when I would say approximately anywhere between 85 and 90% of that group will descend on the island, coming in on our two charter flights. I think combined those two aircraft will carry about 170 people.
Right.
The others will come, as I say, on some direct flights, and some will actually not get to St. Kitts until the 24th of August, because a lot of folks are taking part in the test match in Jamaica.
Yes.
Between West Indies and Pakistan, and they have to come in. In fact, we have to put on a flight the night when the test match is finished to get folks into St. Kitts before the first game on the 20th.
Right.
So those are some of the issues.
Yeah, and I think you covered that nicely too. For us who are concerned about the logistics end, the back end of it. I know they say we're having cricket, but will it be on time? Will we have games happening on time? Would everything be prepared on time? So I'm glad you cleared that up for us.
I think there's no question that currently that the games will be on time, because we have to pay a lot of money for satellite time. I mean, you're in media, you know that.
Yeah.
And so we have to start on time. If we say first ball is at 7 p.m., then first ball is at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Look, we're excited about coming because I think it's going to provide some economic opportunity and economic benefit for a number of persons on island who perhaps have been struggling in recent times because of the pandemic.
Yes, man.
Right? You talk about ground transportation providers. You talk about people who have catering businesses.
You have to eat.
And we are working through local agencies in identifying. I mean, obviously the CPL has been in St. Kitts before, and the constituent groups would have relied on Patriots franchise,
Right.
to say so and so is going to be catering, so is going to be your buses, etc., etc. It's really not that much different this year. We are relying heavily on local expertise. There's a local team which is going to be led by Val Henry, who is no stranger to the whole CPL effort, and relying, as I say, heavily on them. I have, in the run-up to the tournament, I'll be having almost constantly and daily 2 meetings with the various persons who are going to help catering, ground transport, etc., etc. So
Yes, yes.
lots of behind the scenes work, lots of organizing, lots of planning, and I'm confident that we're going to put on a hell of a tournament.
Yeah. I'm confident with that too. Michael, I'm not going to take up any more of your time, man, because if we do, we're going to end up talking about cricket. I know you don't mind that, but
No, but
you
yeah, I
don't
get
mind
you.
that.
I get you.
Yeah, man.
And besides, the listeners don't want to hear me. They want to hear some music.
Oh, gosh. Come like you were listening to, you know.
I was.
That's a love, Michael. Hey, nice to meet you,
Yes, my
buddy.
brother.
And thanks for the
Yeah,
update.
man.
Thanks for the update, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime, man.
Appreciate it
Anytime.
indeed. Have a great day, buddy.
Blessings.
Have a great day.
Yes,
Enjoy the rest of
you
your
too.
morning too. Get something to eat if you haven't too.
I'm going to do that right now.
Nice, man. Blessed love.
All right.
Hey, that's the big man, Michael Hall, out of Jamaica, just giving us the 411 in terms of the logistics, in terms of the back end of things. This thing is happening, people. It is definitely happening. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back right after this.
As I woke up this morning, the morning show on me mind.